There we go. It wouldn't go live. So I had to, yes, I unplugged and restarted. I had to twiddle it around and press buttons. But, these things happen. And really, on the whole, it all goes quite well. So hello, everyone. Hello. How lovely to see so many of you here. Do you feel, Andy, like unplugging and restarting? Does anyone else this week feel like unplugging and restarting? How was last week or the week that has just finished? Because I don't know. I feel this Neptune energy, this Pisces energy has really kind of been quite heavy going, would you say? It's been quite, I've found it quite difficult to get anything going at all with anything. Hi, everyone. See me. Hi, Jean Leblanc. You found it difficult, Shirley. Okay. And I'm not quite sure what's happened to Andy, but you've got sun out. Oh, let me just tell you what I've been doing. I went up to the beautiful cliffs today in Gozo of Tachench, and it's where we have cart ruts, which are these Neolithic, just stone cart ruts. And we've done a little short video, which will be up tomorrow, for our Channeling by Penny and Sarah channel. If I can say that right. So, no energy. No, Andy. It's just been a really, really heavy week. You see, we've got so much energy in Pisces that I think we're kind of drowning in it a little bit. So it's really interesting. When I went up to these cliffs today, and I was ever so proud of myself because, of course, it's the first time I've done something like that, go over really uneven terrain since I had back surgery. So I did use a couple of sticks, not walking poles, but just kind of walking sticks. And it was great because it's the first time I've done it since way, way, way back, like several years ago. So it was a really big, big thing for me. But there was grass up there, there was earth and grass. And even though obviously I've got shoes on, boots, trainers, to just feel the softness of the grass and the earth underneath the soles of my feet was so, so important. Now, today, interestingly, Neptune, our planet of the whatever is unreal and unrealistic, our imagination, psychic feelings, intuition, confusion, delusion, not seeing things clearly, is kind of it rules Pisces, and we've got all this energy in Pisces. It's conjunct the North Node in Pisces. And I think what's interesting is that for me today, and this is what I want you to think about, is there anything you have done in the last 2 or 3 days or today or are planning to do, which kind of takes you back to your roots? Have a think about it all, because I think it's quite interesting, because I've been going to this area of cliffs since I was about 12 years old, when I first came to Gozo on holiday many, many years ago. And I felt that it was like I reconnected. And there is something about this Piscean energy at the moment where we have to kind of find a way to reconnect ourselves, because I think there is psychic overwhelm or intuitive overwhelm, so that we are maybe collectively finding it quite difficult to process the amount of information and that we're being fed on social media or in the news. It's really, really I think a big emotional overwhelm and overloading of information that is coming at us at the moment. And I think it's like we all feel as if we are on a precipice of something, but we're not quite sure what that something is. And because I went up to these cliffs and connected my feet through the sole of the shoe to earth and grass, my goodness, that helped. Oh, wow. I'm really tired, but I feel energized. It's really, really helped. So let me see what you started writing a letter to your inner child, Andy. That is a very, very interesting project. And that's something that maybe others could think about doing. Or or be your future self and write to you now. Now that's an interesting exercise. Be yourself in 10 years' time and say how you think you've done from today till then. Quite a good idea. Poonam, you feel like you're on the edge of a cliff. And today I was on the edge of a cliff. And isn't it funny? I don't know if anyone else has this, if you ever get a chance to go to sort of edges of cliffs, but my legs were like going to jelly. It was like this sort of vibration and tingling. And it's like, there's a fear of, there's something that compels you to actually almost want to go over, but I didn't. Obviously, clearly I didn't, because I'm here. And hi, Jim. Good to see you here. You're showing a kind of interested face, and maybe you're pondering upon what is being said so far. And so, what are you saying, Andy? That's exactly the angle you're taking. Great. Yes, walking barefoot, Annabelle, on grass. Oh, I'd have loved to have taken my shoes off up there. But that was literally fear of falling, Jim. Okay, right. As a fellow earth sign, Annabelle, it feels good getting your feet in the earth, grass, and feel the energy, especially for all of us now, whatever sun sign you are, or moon sign, or rising sign, because we have this stellium of planets in Pisces. We have the sun, we have Mercury, we have Saturn, we have Neptune, we've got the North Node, we've still got Mars in Cancer. Mars is about to go direct, but it will hang out at 17 degrees for quite a while, quite a while. And Mars, for you guys in the West, in the States and on the West Coast of Canada and America, you will experience Mars going direct for your today. But I think that's how it works, or your tomorrow, because Mars actually doesn't go direct till the 24th. And it goes direct at 2 a.m. and that's universal time. So that's like London time. So 2 a.m. it is going to be for all of you tonight. So for you tonight, Mars is going direct. But let's just stay with today for a moment, because I mean, you might have or might not have already seen the Astrobite I put out this morning, which was about Neptune conjunct the node and Mercury trine Mars. And Jam LeBlanc, angels put through hard things to deal with until you have new light of life, new beginnings. So, okay. Bad friendships, just seeing see me mentally cleaning house. Well, I think we have to mentally clean a lot of things, don't we? Oh, Janice, your car decides to stand down, but friends are taking you out. See me, yes, we're finally starting into spring. And it is coming. You can feel that energy in the air. But today, think of this Neptune conjunct the node, because the node is about our karmic destiny. That's individually and collectively. So if you kind of pay attention to what's happening, if you observe what's happening in your own life, there will be little clues. And I think it's something about reconnecting with your karmic roots. this is where the kind of reset button is. So if you think about it, the South Node, which is the karmic roots where we're coming from, is in Virgo. And that's the physicality, the body, service to others, healing the physical body, attention to the minutiae. So it's opposite Neptune. How can you personally find a way to reconnect with your roots? Because the Pisces energy may have been taking you all off into a kind of nebulous cloud where we just float around ungrounded, not really sure of our direction, not clear about what's going on. And, you know, the energy that is building up on the world stage, with the focus obviously very kind of starkly on Europe for many reasons, not just Gaza, but also you've got to think of what is potentially unfolding between the US, Ukraine, and Russia. And we're like on the brink of something. Germany has their elections today. This is big, big stuff. Big stuff, because they have allowed so much immigration. They're deciding they are not very comfortable with it anymore. So there is a prediction that these elections will go very, 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 very far to the right. So there is a collective energy which is probably akin to what was going on in 1943. Let's just leave it at that. So I'm just having a Coppen monster energy. I love it. Yeah. Energy of a reset. Yes, Poonam. And this North Node with the South Node, get in touch with something to do with your roots today. Think of Mars in Cancer. Cancer is the sign of the mother of the home. And the fourth house that Cancer rules is about our ancestry, our DNA, our ancestral roots. So Mars is almost, as it slows down to go direct, encouraging us to connect with our roots, to just sit with it, to think, where do I belong? Where do I belong in the scheme of things? What have I achieved so far in my life? You know, it's a little bit like, I'm thinking about the Second World War, because we are in a situation where we are in a similar place where that energy could be expressed again. You know, let's say, God forbid, it isn't. But there was that. Now, here we are in 2025, there are very, very, very few people alive who were alive or living in between 1940 and 1945 who are old enough to remember what it was like. Because I'm pretty certain, remembering what my parents used to say to me about being teenagers growing up through the Second World War, if we knew what that really meant and what the people in Ukraine are going through, what the people in Gaza are going through, we would do everything possible to find alternative ways to solve our differences. Let's bring that down to a personal level. Where in you, because we also have a trine today from Mercury, our planet of communication, to Mars. in Cancer. So where in you can you kind of literally communicate with your, with your ancestors and just think, how would they see what you're doing now? How would they view it? How would they, would they, we have probably all got far more than our great grandmothers ever had, and grandfathers, obviously. The divide that there was, where you had the rich and the very poor, has changed so much so that we have a larger majority of people on the planet who do have security. And that is being threatened now. And the astrology says it all. And the astrology is saying, be mindful, be careful. This Pisces energy is not helping. It is swirling everything around. It's like we've all been put in a great big kind of vat of ocean of water. And Penny is telling everyone to call their mum. Yeah. Call your mum. Have a chat. Ask about the past. And, I know it's a sort of a bit of a kind of a crass comment to make, but maybe we should count our blessings. We're very good at focusing on what is not right, what we haven't got, what is not right in our lives, what we would like to bring into manifestation, what we are frustrated about. But what about actually looking at how our life is right now in the present? Because I think, because Pisces is such a far-reaching, far-distant zodiac sign, it takes us out of our bodies, because Pisces doesn't really have a body. It's nebulous, numinous. Whoa, when we get to March the 21st and we go into the spring equinox, the sun moves into Aries. And then a little bit later, we get Neptune, Saturn in Aries. Wow, we are suddenly going to be, woof, back in our bodies. It's almost as if with this Pisces energy, we are all experiencing a kind of a month of being out of body, of actually being out of our body. So, if we then look at the energy and how it's going to really pick up from tomorrow and later on this week when we get the new moon, Mars direct in Cancer is a bit of a game changer. It's going to give us a little bit more direction, because Mars has gone as far as it can, swimming away against the current. And now it's almost like it's found one of those pools where it can, okay, I can rest for a while and I can kind of just start to go forward with the flow, go forward with the current of energy that we are being taken towards. So I'm just want to check your, that's sad, Andy, that your mother won't delve into the past. Yeah. It's very sad if that knowledge gets lost. And, any of you that are watching today that have elderly relatives, be it parents, aunties, uncles, grandparents, ask them about the past. I watched the film Argo last night. I hadn't actually ever seen it before. And if you remember, it's the story of how the American Secret Service basically managed to rescue a group of Americans from the Canadian embassy in Iran when Iran was going through a particularly difficult time, which it tends to always be going through a difficult time. And if you haven't seen it or you remember seeing it, watch it again. You know what? It is exactly the same as what is going on now. Not just in Iran, but in Gaza, in many places. It was what was going on in Afghanistan. Nothing has changed since 1980. This is serious stuff. And yes, we do need some strong leaders to step in and step up. But there also has to be a kind of, hi, I Revenge from Mexico. Great to see you here. You know, we still have to try and find a way to remember that the sins of the fathers. If anyone was ever thinking to go to Iran, watch the film Argo first, because you won't go. Because it's no different now as it was in 1980. I'll just tell you a bit of news which I don't know whether you will have received in the United States, but it's about an English couple who a few weeks ago, they started off on a tour of the world. They were heading for Australia on a motorbike or on their motorbikes. And they decided, oh, no problem, we'll go through Iran. Everyone's lovely. Really, there's a seed of loveliness and light in every living being. And I've got a psychology degree and a PhD. That's the woman involved. So I understand people, and everybody has a good bit. We can go into Iran. They've been arrested for espionage. They will probably, apart from causing the British government stress, and they have now become a bargaining tool for the British government and Iran. So it's going to cost the taxpayer in Great Britain a lot of money, and it's going to cost the government a lot of money trying to secure their release. And I have nothing against love, light, and sparkles, but we have to be realists. And this is where the woo-woo community sometimes really need to ground themselves. And this is the problem with the Pisces energy at the moment. We are in danger in floating away on a cloud and not seeing things realistically. Because realistically, what we have to do is recognize that there are a lot of people on the planet that are at different stages, let's say, of psychological and higher consciousness development. And we cannot go storming in to areas where people are not on the same frequency or vibration and think that we can find that spark of love and light in them, because they'll shoot you. And sadly, yeah, Poonam, life had no value. That's true. So, you know, next week, full moon put out, no, Jam LeBlanc, it's a new moon. New moon on the 28th is what we have. So tomorrow, Mars goes direct, but it doesn't actually move back into Leo till the 19th of April. So it's got to go all the way back through Cancer. So wherever Cancer is in your chart, you've got this Mars energy, but it will feel as if something's starting, you know, the train is starting to pull out of the station. And so we have to reconnect with the earth, with this Pisces energy. And with Mars in Cancer, it doesn't help either. I just want to see what Jam LeBlanc is saying. Your body frequency is 500, but light workers go up to 700 to 1,000 for spiritual healers. And you have to remember that there are parts of the world where the people are not anywhere near that. And that is why I was highlighting the plight of this English couple thinking they can go through areas of the world safely and will just meet nice people. And we have to have a reality check sometimes. We need reality checks. Now, I don't know why I'm saying all of this, but I think it's something to do with the necessity to show the shadow side of what comes out with Pisces energy. It can take us a little bit too far into the love, light, and sparkles. And the reality of life is that it's hard. We have problems. Being delusional can be dangerous, as Annabelle Sapphire says. Absolutely. Glad you're enjoying the conversation, Andy. And I'm so glad everyone is here. Yeah, that's right, Annabelle. They were warned. They ignored all the warnings. And that's why I'm saying, having watched Argo last night, you would never, ever... And the thing is with Argo, it's based on a true story. It is a true story. And it's how... I won't spoil it for you by telling you how they got them out, in case you haven't seen it. But Ben Affleck is the director and star. Very good film. So what happens after Mars goes direct? Well, on the 25th, just to add some salt to the wound, we have Mercury, our planet of communication, conjunct Saturn. Whoa. Be careful what you say on the 25th. Let me see, which day is that? Sunday's the 23rd, 24th, Tuesday. Be careful what you say. Slow down. Think before you open your mouth on Tuesday, because Mercury could have you in this Piscean haze of romance and illusion and beauty and creativity. And, you know, I'm an Earth Taurus. I'm Taurus Earth. We have to have, we have to have some Earth to ground us. If it's missing in your chart, you have to put it in there. You have to go out and walk on the Earth. And I'm just seeing what Jam LeBlanc's saying. Yeah, listen, I have no problem with the conversations you have with your angels. You know, I have conversations with my blue light beings. What I'm saying is that we're not all on the same frequency, and that we cannot go through life expecting everyone to be on the same frequency as us. They're not. And you cannot just grab people and drag them with you. Yeah, watch Argo. They're suddenly going to see their views go up, aren't they? It was filmed in your office, Poonam. How funny. How funny. You have to watch it. Brilliant film. Brilliant. It's quite long. It's about 2 hours, but it seemed like it went like that. 2 minutes. Thank you, Annabelle. Thank you. Yes. If you plant and touch soil, is that grounding too? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think I said in my video, in my new moon video about the need to connect with Earth, and how if you can find somewhere that is near the water, like the sea or a lake, but to walk on the ground near the water so that you can see how you can enjoy earth and water in combination as the waves come on the beach onto the earth, so that there is a harmony and a communication between the earth and the water, and a kind of a mutual kind of understanding of each other's energies. So the water does not wash away the earth, and the earth does not clog up the water. What's this, see me? You've been trying to ground for 2 months. Hard to do with 2 feet of snow, -20. Oh my God, you poor thing. Oh, Nancy, that's beautiful. You've been tending your seeds and starting more for the patio garden. How beautiful. Yeah, Poonam, great. Repotting plants. Listen, just again, Mercury conjunct Saturn, okay? Slow down with whatever you want to talk about in general this week. Think before you speak. Use the Earth of Saturn. Remember, Saturn, totally all at sea in Pisces, but Saturn is an Earth planet. It's all about containment, restriction, boundaries, and timing. Use the timing of Saturn to give you time to think before you speak. Otherwise, it could just get a bit tricky. They are also, interestingly, Mercury and Saturn trining Mars that will have gone direct by then, although it'll still be at 17 degrees. So I think what will happen is there's going to be an urge of, oh, it's okay, I can just say all of this. It's not a problem. I'll just say it. It's fine. When does Saturn leave Pisces? It leaves, Andy, hang on, just let me, I'll find it for you. I'll find it for you. Won't take me a minute. I can never remember all of these things all at once, but it goes into Pisces, into Aries, I mean, in okay. Saturn, no, that's wrong. It must be May. Okay. Saturn goes into Aries on May the 25th. But remember, it's only there for a few months and then it goes back into Pisces. Okay? So it goes in on the 25th of May, but you're going to have all this energy at the end of Pisces. You're going to have Neptune, the North Node, Saturn. And if you've got significant planets in Pisces, then you're really going to notice that. And it's going to be a little bit kind of like, you want to go, you've got these ideas, you've got these wonderful creative ideas. And Saturn is kind of going like, it's not quite the right time. Slow down. No, not just yet. Take it easy. Yeah, there's a retrograde in there. So that Saturn doesn't fully go into Aries along with Neptune till, actually, I can't remember when Saturn goes in off the top of my head. Let me just have a look. I'll have to look at my overview for the planet. Let's just see if I could find it. Anyone else able to find it really quickly? Nope. When does Saturn go in? No, it's no good. I can't find it. Never mind. Anyway, it's going to go over your moon. I've just had Saturn on my moon, Andrea. And yeah, I think it's slowed me down. I think it's made me practical. I think it's made me a little bit more prudent about making knee-jerk decisions. So the moon in Pisces can sort of be very ungrounded. The moon, remember, can be about people and other people's money. And Saturn conjunct the moon also can be about, it can bring maybe change, significant change in relationships with females, with family members, mothers, friends. And obviously, if you're a guy, still obviously with the feminine. Oh, it's giving you a few different responses, Google. I'll find it out. Why are you getting writer's block, Simi? I think it's this Pisces I think it's this Pisces energy. I just think it's almost like we've got an overload of imagination. We're just, anything will go. It's just like, woo, we're just away with the fairies. Will it be better after the new moon? Let's move on to the new moon, because on the 28th, and I've got my video up on my channel for the new moon, we have the new moon in Pisces. Now, for me, it's conjunct my moon, because my moon is at 10 degrees and the new moon is at 9 degrees. I'm very much hoping it's going to shift the energies a bit for me personally. So take from that what you will. Now, with this new moon, we have a trine from Mars, but we do not have any particularly definite, exact connections, except that the new moon is basically widely conjunct Saturn. You could almost bring Mercury in there, but not really. But it is square Jupiter in Gemini. So I think this new moon brings up challenges. I think it brings up those issues in our life that we perhaps want to sweep under the carpet, we don't want to look at, because we've been so caught in this wonderful Pisces energy of, oh, Jim, you've got Saturn going back and forth over your natal sun. Yeah, I've had it going back and forth over my natal moon. And if a water planet is in a firehouse, does it just create steam or air and frustration? Yeah, pretty much so, Annabelle. Yeah, that's a pretty good analogy of it. Saturn enters Aries 25th of May. That's right. But it will go back into Pisces, and then finally it'll go into, I can't believe none of us can find where it goes in. And I'm the astrologer, believe it or not. Oh, God, never mind. Anyway, this new moon, but I do think things are going to change. And I do want to say something, because for the Catholic Church, His Holiness the Pope is unwell. And the fact that this is unfolding during Pisces energy is just, from an observation point of view, very interesting. And I think it's just interesting that we have a new moon this week. That's all I'm going to say on the subject. So how is it having Saturn transit my moon? It's just slowed me down. I had back surgery. It doesn't always mean that. But what happens when you have Saturn transiting the moon or the sun is it tries to slow you down, because it's trying to teach you certain important life lessons that perhaps you have not grasped yet. Yes, see me, I would agree with that. And if it's not before the new moon, then I would say the new moon. Of February the 13th, 2026, Saturn is fully out of Pisces. Yeah, that sounds right. That's right. Well done, Andy. Whew, we got there. Thank God there is an astrologer here. It's clearly not me. Let's see what else you're saying. One getting right, blah, 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 blah. Will it be better after the new moon? And yeah, I was talking about Saturn transiting like the sun or the moon. You can have physical problems, because what Saturn does is it says, you have not learnt this lesson, so I'm going to give you a reason to sit still. So because Saturn rules the skeleton and our sort of physical structure, you can get problems with bones, joints. Oh, hello, Felixina. It's very nice to see you. We can get problems with bones, joints. I've broken bones on Saturn moon transits. So, it's coincided with all of them. And back surgery, I had that. But it doesn't mean that is what everyone experiencing Saturn on a moon or on the sun is going to bring. But this is about slowing down. So Saturn conjunct a major planet is about slowing down. And reflection, thinking about the past, thinking, what have I learned so far? Or what perhaps have I not taken on board yet? Where am I being stubborn and not seeing how I could change things? And how could what can I learn from this transit, from this period of quiet? Because, if you do break a bone or have a physical, ailment that keeps you restricted, then quite frankly, Saturn says, right, I'm going to get you sitting down, and you're going to sit down until you've worked through and learnt about whatever it is your psyche is trying to teach you. So it's lovely having Felixina here. You're a lovely pussy, aren't you? Yes. She's a beautiful girl. So there we go. So we have quite an action-packed week. And of course, next Saturday is the 1st of March. And so just to tell you quickly, I won't be doing a live on Sunday for the week ahead. I will do the live month ahead on Saturday, and that will also be for the week ahead. And don't worry, guys, March, things start to shift a bit. And by April, we'll really feel things are starting to move, because Poonam, the energy last week was so tough. So tough. Yes, Felixina is an absolute little sweetie. She really is. She's an absolute adorable baby. How is George doing? George is just doing absolutely fine. Yeah, he's on top of the kitchen units at the moment. However, we do still have a kind of a problem, a power struggle between him and Iggy. And there are squabbles all the time, and I don't know how this is going to pan out. I'm just staying in the moment. Oh, it was Torin's birthday, was it, Andy? Happy birthday, Torin, if I missed it. Happy birthday, sweetheart. So you're very welcome, I Revenge. And let's see what else you're saying, because I'm going to come on to the word for the day, or rather the word for the week. Now, I thought the word for the week should be, what are you going to say, Simi? We are waiting to see if Trump is going to hit us with tariffs on the 12th. Right. Well, remember, Venus is going retrograde pretty much in that first week of March. Can't remember the date. I have to look it up. And when Venus goes retrograde, that also affects economy. And Venus will be in Aries, and it will move back into Pisces, and then it will move back into Aries. So it was Jan the 7th that we haven't. Oh, bless. Oh, bless. So next week will be harder. Why are you saying that, Jan? This coming week, I think is going to be, there's going to be a bit more action. I just think we're going to notice more things going on. There's another, I've talked about it. Yes, I've talked about the Mercury conjunct Saturn. But the word for the week is clarity. Because isn't it interesting that with this confusion we've got through Pisces, it is so difficult to see through the mist. I'm reading what you're saying, Jam LeBlanc. Yes, it will. I'm not going to say what I'm going to say. I'm going to talk about clarity, because I think that is one thing we really need. And clarity cuts through this Neptunian fog that is kind of pervading over the whole month. And with the new moon, excuse me, on Friday, Felixina's gone. With the new moon on Friday, remember Neptune kind of is the ruler of the new moon. So all may not necessarily be clear just because we're having a new moon. I think things will begin to shift. And I think we have to take off our, let's say, rose-colored glasses or our foggy glasses and actually just say, I'm just going to stay in the present moment. I'm going to stay in the now. I'm not going to think about tomorrow or next week or what happened yesterday. Let's deal with what's going on today. Because I think if we deal with what's going on just today, it will make the passage of this Pisces energy much easier. And that way, we can gain some clarity. You see, what I think is when the astrology is not giving us what we want, then what's to stop us creating the energy that we do want? We don't have to be puppets to the cosmological energies or, just at the whim of Pisces. We just float about all over the place. We can actually just decide, I'm going to be in the present. I'm going to ground myself. I'm going to attend to the everydayness of things and know that this time will pass. And then as we get through today, we will then hopefully wake up tomorrow, and tomorrow will become today. And then we deal with today. Because I think what the Pisces energy has been doing is it's been getting us to really kind of go out into the future. And that is exhausting. We need, yes, Shirley, this too shall pass. We need to slow down. Once April comes, things are going to speed up. We're going to see big changes when things speed up. So let's look at this word clarity and I think we'll also have a tarot card for the week because I did get them out earlier. I thought I will get them out just in case. What was Jim saying? I don't know. I've missed that. Ground myself to clear things up, but I haven't been able to. Steve Judd says the planets impel, they don't compel. Absolutely. Yes, that is right. So we have to remember we're in Pisces, Neptune energy. Okay. It's like if it's a foggy day, you have to put the lights on. So put your proverbial headlights on so you can see a way through the fog. Clarity. This is a whole word for the week that I can't get to. The first step towards change is awareness. The second step is acceptance. That was Nathaniel Brandon. So let's just think about this. The first step towards change is awareness. So we are aware we want something to change. The second step is acceptance. Well, sometimes, and that's making me think of the serenity prayer about the wisdom to know the difference between what we can change, what we have to accept, and what we can't change. So, yes, thank you, Jim. We have to ground. We just have to ground. So there is something about the acceptance of the way the cosmological energies are playing out at the moment and saying, okay, great. I will just let things flow, but I will stay grounded in my place, my space, and make the decisions that I have to make. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. That was Aristotle. And I think that when we have lack of clarity, which we have with this Pisces energy, it's very difficult to even know whether we have any wisdom in us at all. It's like, I am wisdomless. I can't even be in touch with my wisdom. It's, yes, Annabelle, the couple in Iran, they weren't being very discerning and didn't look objectively at what they were doing. Absolutely. I mean, so Marie Forleo said, clarity comes from action, not thought. So, like I was saying, create the energy that the cosmological energy is not giving you. Create it. Go, okay, I'm missing some earth. I need to go for a good walk. If I go for a good walk, I'll ground myself and I'll feel better. Yes, flow is a good word. We have to flow. And as a Mars-ruled person, Tiffany, okay, that quote is helpful. I'm pleased. Here's another one by somebody unknown that said, the clearer you are about who you are and what you want, the less you'll let things that don't matter stress you. That's a good one. Let's say it again. The clearer you are about who you are and what you want, the less you'll let things that don't matter stress you. Kind of true. So Carl Jung, who of course is the grandfather of psychoanalysis, along with Sigmund Freud, said, your vision will become clear only when you look into your heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes. Now that is very profound wisdom because, yeah, if we're looking outside of ourselves all the time, we're just caught in that Neptunian fog. We look inside, we find the wisdom of the experience of I've been here before, I've been here with this kind of foggy atmosphere and difficulty in seeing my way through, and we can change it. Tony Robbins said, people who know what they want and know why they want what they want rarely fail. And that is so important. So I'll say that again. People who know what they want and know why they want it rarely fail. And you see, that's because your why gives you direction. I want my supper because I will have it in a minute. Why do I want it? Because I'm hungry. But if I just said I want my supper, I might not have it because I don't really know what I want. I don't know what I want to eat. I mean, that's not a very good example, but I think you get the general gist. Naval Ravikant said, honesty and clarity are the first steps to self-improvement. So you see, we can, oh, thank you, you like my new lampshade. Hang on, this one here. This one here. This is a mirror image I'm seeing of everything. Yeah, the other one broke, the cat. Off it went. That's interesting, Jim. Thank you. There's a reason for this prelude to finding clarity. Yeah, we have to ask the right question. Why do I want to do what I think I want to do? Why do I want X? Why do I want Z? Why do I want to do these videos? I want to do these videos because I love doing them and I'm passionate about astrology and I'm passionate about all of you. And I absolutely love the interaction we have. It feeds my soul, really feeds my soul. So shall we actually have a tarot card for the week? And I tell you what, I had a look at this earlier. Oh God, I picked one for myself. I thought, I bet it's something really horrible. 9 of Swords. Mind you, that's typical, isn't it? That's Neptune in Pisces. That's me seeing all the things that are wrong and not focusing on maybe what could go right. Because sometimes that's what we do, isn't it? We focus on everything that can go wrong and we don't focus on what actually is going right. So give you a good shuffle. Okay. Giving it a good shuffle. Giving it a good shuffle. And, oh, that one's flying out. What are we going to get? Oh my God. Oh, okay. 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords. Well, let's think. How are we going to interpret 7 of Swords? 7 days in a week. So we have 7 days to navigate. I think this is about self-deception in this particular instance. And thank you, Wishing Pool. Okay. It's about self-deception, and it's the fogginess of Neptune and Pisces. And it's saying, look in the mirror and be honest with yourself. Look at the choices or the decisions that you want to make or the plans that you have. Why do you want to do them? What is your motive? What is your call to action? Why do I want to move home? I do know why I want to move home. But it's a question I will keep asking myself because it's really important to constantly ask the question. Blurry vision, so to say. Yeah, self-deception, someone trying to get away with something. That's a nice way of looking at it, Amanda Roberts. Well, I think that is going on the world stage, don't you? Someone trying to get away with something. I think there's a lot of that going on. And yeah, be real. Be real this year. Be real this week. Be your authentic self. And authenticity, as we know, is rare. It's a very rare commodity. And maybe to help us navigate this week with the Piscean energy still with us in abundance, with the new moon. So we've got the sun in Pisces, the moon in Pisces. So maybe what we have to do is really, really be truthful with ourselves about our motives, our ideas, our plans. And let me just have a look. Okay. People lacking accountability, which could include ourselves. Okay. That's an interesting way of looking at it, Amanda. Stealing, deceiving, being truthful to yourself before you can with others, recognizing it in others. Thank you, Jim. I do my best to demonstrate authenticity because it is a rare commodity, isn't it? We have to be warts and all. We have to. And yes, Jam LeBlanc, it's a year of a lot of revealing. I think we're going to see a lot of new things this week. And I do think it would be good and positive and very Piscean to actually collectively send an intention of healing to His Holiness the Pope. And, I, for one, understand what he's going through on one level because I've had pneumonia, I've had numerous chest infections, I've had many asthma attacks and situations where I can't breathe. And when you feel you can't breathe, it's very, very scary. And even though we know what is most likely to come from this, I think it's really important to send him healing and support and love to everyone and anyone out there who is suffering, illness, trauma. Where do we start? But it sounds like I should break into song, heal the world. But yeah, the world does need healing. There's a lot of things that need healing. Is 88, exactly. And the new moon, I just think, Jupiter is like the king, can represent the king or the leader. Just saying, that's all I'm saying. So I think I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to go and make a grounded decision about my supper and what I should have. And then I'm going to find something to watch on television to ground me even more. And don't forget my tip about watching Argo, because if you really want to be educated about what happens in the Middle East and Iran, then not much has changed from what you see in that film. Just saying. Right, Janice, you're saying it's also a good card and can mean keeping war away. Okay, let's hope that's true. Yeah, goodbye to everybody, and I hope you will have a week. Good. Remember, I will be back on Saturday for the month ahead for March. And yeah, love you, Soul Fam. You're just amazing. You're all absolutely awesome. And thank you all for being here. And please, thank you to all who have newly subscribed. If you're here for the first time, welcome. And if you can subscribe, I'd really love that. That would be great. And I'm just going to make a quick apology about adverts because somebody commented on them on my, I think it was my Astrobite today. Someone commented about too many adverts, and that's the only way that one can provide free content. The other way is to do Patreon, and then not so many people get to see it because you have to pay to see it. So that's why we have adverts. So that's just the sort of reality of life. Thank you, Poonam. I'm glad you have found this informative. You are welcome, Jim. You are so welcome. And I love you all. You are just amazing. All have a lovely week. And I look forward to seeing you on Saturday. And I've got another Astrobite coming out tomorrow and one on Tuesday. And then I'll do one probably for Friday for the new moon. And then I'll do the live for the month ahead on Saturday. So, Stuffsy has, it's just how it is. I know. Exactly. Everyone's got to make a living. Okay, guys. I will do the live. You'll see it on YouTube. You'll get reminders. If you click on it, it'll remind you that it's coming. So for you guys in America and the West Coast, it's going to be like 9 o'clock in your morning, Saturday morning. So for me, it's evening, but for you, it'll be Saturday morning, breakfast time, having a coffee, whatever. So good night, my loves. I will see you very soon. Same time like this. Yes, Poonam, same time like this. Okay, now I'm really going. Bye.